Okay, and we are live. Not that anybody's watching at this point, but that's okay. So, let's get started, shall we?
Whoop.
Now, I'm going to go with grassland here. It's a tropical zoo, but I'm setting it in grassland. A lot of people don't realize this, but Florida is a really big area, and it has a lot of different biomes within the area of Florida. Mava, hello. How are you doing today? And the central line going down the middle of Florida is basically just grassland. I mean, yeah, we've got swamp in the bottom, and it's basically a big jungle in the bottom. We've got the coastal tidelands on either side. And up north, you've got hills. But right down the middle, almost like the backbone of the state, it's all grassland. So since I'm basing this on a zoo here in Florida, I'm going to make it a tropical zoo in grassland. Hey, Feeny, how you doing? Alrighty. So let's get started, huh? I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, I've been talking to my cousin Alana, and she's like, calm down, you're going to be fine. Calm down, you're going to be fine. But of course, stage fright's a thing, you know? Alrighty. I love how even though it's I assigned it to North America, it still has given me African trees. That's one of the things I've always loved about this game. Alrighty. Just so you guys know, I've got my chat open on my phone because I can't go back and, I don't have a second screen on my computer, so if it takes me a little while to check chat, just be patient. Let's see. What do I want to use? What do I want to use? This is an important decision. I'm going to go with beach board. And now that that's decided, we have some very important engineering to do for this zoo. The zoo that I'm basing my project here on it sits on a lake. And when I say sits on a lake, I mean some of the zoo is actually over the water. And I'm going to try and replicate that. This is going to be something a little more ambitious for me than normal. But it's such a neat idea that, I want to go for it. And I don't expect it to be as easy as just talking about it, but you know what? That's okay. If it wasn't a little bit challenging, where would the fun be, How wide is that? Is that 8? Well, it's 8 now. So, I'm eyeballing everything, guys. I'm not actually counting. I'm just going, okay, that looks about right. Alrighty. Now, the first thing I need to do is play terrain games. This is going to be awesome and complicated all at the same time. Blocks of glass cages, huh? Alright, 7, 8. There we go. And how wide? Let's just bump it up to max, because we're going to need it that way. Okay, with that as a base, we can go ahead and start making it messy, because there's no such thing as a lake that has square sides unless you're at Disney World. Snow. That's a leftover. The snow terrain is a leftover from when I was doing the other zoo. Alright. Let's back this up a little. Hey guys, I see in the chat, unfortunately I don't have a separate screen on my PC for the chat, so I've got it on my phone, and my phone is like sitting at an awkward angle, so I can't actually see what you're saying. But I do know you're there. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Build a habitat for the guests. Yes! That's a brilliant idea. Believe me, I have thought about it. Alright. Now, something I'm worried about is that Planet Zoo and its rather interesting rules when it comes to placing objects next to elevation changes might interfere with my plans. If so, I'm going to have to close this hole and come at it backwards. But that's alright. If that's what happens, that's what happens. Okay. Also, I'm going to try and not do that thing where I go absolutely silent while I'm concentrating on something, because that's just no fun to watch. Alright. You know what? I need square corners on this. Right. You know something else I forgot? Well, for the most part, I like railings on elevated. I do not need them for this part, so let's just waste some time and remove all the railings from the elevated paths, because we don't really need them here. Alright. Let's see. Went to a club like that once? That's funny. Caged costumers. Yeah, well. Alrighty. Now, we of course are doing a tropical themed zoo, so the first themed object I put down is for aquatic, because hey, nothing says tropical like aquatic theme, right? At least that's how I've always felt. Alright. Now, I've got a double row of path here, but the truth is I only need one. I put the other in so I could basically do a quick gauge of where I need to put the building. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, that's not even. Let's back that up and try it again. There we go. And 5. Okay. Alright, that's almost right. Almost. You are going to watch me make some of the most messy builds here ever because I'm doing this like one step at a time and I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I've got a rough idea of what I want, but it's all improv. I've discovered that I do my best when I'm improving. That's not what I want. Let's stop that there. Okay, think for a second, Butler. Think for a second. What are you up to? Okay. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and take care of that color thing before it gets irritating. Now, my plan is to go, like I said, this first episode is all going to be about the opening plaza. And, so I may not even get, I've got this stream scheduled for 2 hours because, that's basically what I've got left in the day for me to do this. I've got chicken and Spanish rice getting ready to be cooked downstairs, and the cooking waits for no man, as they say. But my family is really great about the fact that they are letting me do this as, they realize that I'm actually happier doing this than I've been in a long time since I had to retire. And so they're very, they're very tolerant of it. But that said, nobody likes to not eat dinner. And I've already done that once where it's like, oh, gee, guys, I completely and totally forgot about cooking dinner because, I was kind of, recording a video. Let me see here. Does anyone else find it suspicious that Zoofluencer takes 6 weeks off to renovate a house when Jack is about to build an entire exhibit in a couple hours? Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Green tea, the only thing I know. My mom made it. Green tea's great. There's actually a shop local to me that does its own tea blends, and they are phenomenal. And they're like nothing like any tea blend that I have ever had before. And it's all homemade, and it's made from the from the usual the herbs and flowers and things like that, and I just love that kind of thing. Let me see. Okay, and you guys can go away, and you guys can go away. And I think we should have room for at least one of each of the shops. But I may just go with the 2. Yeah, the place that I'm basing this on has a rather extensive gift shop, and it's all at the opening. You basically enter and leave through the gift shop. Let's see. As an English person, I have to say English breakfast is the best tea. Well, that's possible. Although I'm about to scandalize you, Feeney. I'm actually drinking iced tea right now. And it's the standard Lipton brown American tea that most British people cringe at. Despite the fact that I don't have the thick accent, I am a southerner from the southern United States, and I do enjoy my iced tea. All right, let's see. Wonder if I can do this. No, we may have to move these shops. You know what then? Let's move the shops. I don't mind. I'm not proud. And what I basically decided, the policy I've taken, whoops, no, I just want, yes, thank you. The policy I've taken with this streamed play is if I get what I want to get done in the 2 hours I've allotted, that's fine. But if I don't, you know what? I'll do it next time. I'm not going to obsess over it. You know, oh my gosh, I have to be done here because the people are counting on me. You know. Let's see. Yeah, Bob. I usually leave space for cues too. In this case, what I'm going to do instead of putting them, you know, since they're right up against it right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the dock. And that's what this is. This is going to be a dock out over the water. I'm going to extend the dock out a little further. Hello, Builder. How you doing? Welcome to my very first live stream ever. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's see, Feeney. I only drink English tea. I have to be careful though because caffeine is a migraine trigger for me. Oh, that's too bad. I openly admit it, I'm a caffeine addict. I can down a gallon of iced tea in a day, and if I don't, I get headaches. But I suppose it's better than, you know, smoking or shooting up heroin. If you're going to be addicted to something, caffeine is not as bad as it could be. That's an odd scene. All right, let's see. Now I happen to know that I built this on a grid, so why is it not allowing me to align to the same grid? Oh, there it is. It's probably the shops. It's probably the shops. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, that was unexpected. I'm still not going to worry about it. Let's put a wall there or something. I'll figure out a way to cover that hole shortly. Now, Marini, you may remember I was talking about how I really wish there had been some sort of barbecue shop available, and this is why. Because, like I said, I'm basing this place on a real zoo, and their entrance has a little a barbecue shack which serves one of the best pulled pork sandwiches I have ever in my life had. And you know, it's just one of those things where you grab you grab your sandwich or your ribs or your whatever and your soda, and then you come out onto the deck and sit. Um, and you're sitting out over the water. And what they don't tell you right away is that the water you're sitting out over is a crocodile habitat. Yeah, Chief Beef. Well, I decided to make it pizza. Um, you know, pizza's easy. I'll use pizza. And you cannot, I have discovered, you cannot have enough bathrooms. You just can't. All right. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm having a cracker of a day. It's been absolutely fantastic. Um, what with you know, we've had some beautiful weather down here. It's beginning to warm up, and you can't have enough bathrooms. The first sign Jack's over 40 years old. Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is true. This is absolutely true. I will not deny it. Trust me, the old folks really like having. I did not realize there was no column for the aquatics. Well, you know what? Let me look at the other columns. Uh, you know, having enough bathrooms is a, the mark of a successful um, of a successful anything for me. If I have to search around and I can't get to a bathroom, oh my lord. So you know, like I was saying, the weather is beginning to get a little warmer, and I know for those of you guys in Europe who are like experiencing a lot of snow, I think our high today was somewhere in the high 70s. I have no idea what that translates out the top of my head when it comes to centigrade, but it's t-shirt weather outside. And that's why I live in Florida, folks. That is, I will not deny it. Um, I spent I spent a couple of years in Kansas back when I was very much younger. I was 19 and in the army, and they sent me to Kansas to work with the First Infantry Division, and I got to tell you, Kansas winters. I think I would rather have my teeth drilled without anesthesia than go through yet another Kansas winter. It was just horrible. Um, and so I swore that I would never again live in a place where merely going outside could kill me. Um, and believe me, it wanted to. It wanted to, I gotta tell you. Mrs. Zoof, hi, how you doing? Sorry to hear that you're tired. I hope your day was good. And, oh, in other really good news, I got a call from my son Zachary. My son Zachary does not. None of my kids live with me anymore, and of course they're living their own lives. And as kids do, sometimes, sometimes it's a little bit between phone calls, but that's all right. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't really matter. But I think that's interesting. That shows a difference in elevation, I think. No, we're gonna... Okay, yeah, that works. And so my kids living their own lives, they can't always keep in touch as much as I wish they did because, uh, you get used to having these children around and suddenly they're all grown up and want to live their own lives, you know, with families of their own and wives and girlfriends and all that number. And, you miss them. I'm going to fix this. I promise I'm going to fix this. I'm going to find out what is causing that, and I'm going to fix it. What is that? What is doing that? But I did hear from my son Zachary, and he's doing just fine. And my not quite daughter-in-law, who is effectively my daughter-in-law, even though they're not married, he's got one of those relationships where they've been together forever. They might as well be married, but they're not actually married. And I don't mind that. Things are. You can make the settings that is move smooth. Yes, I do know that. It's just, sometimes I forget. You're a police officer. Wow, that's a tough job. That is a very tough job. Congratulations for being in one of the toughest jobs on the planet. You have nothing but my respect. I really have to tell you that. You have nothing but my respect. Okay. So, but anyway, I heard from him. He's doing well. His job's doing well. Everybody's just doing, everybody in his family's doing great. And that's, he teaches, and as a result, he's not always available for phone calls and things because he's very busy. Let me check chat for a second. Let's see. Do I use a water cannon? Does she use a water cannon? Yeah. Am I recording this for my next video? I certainly hope so. It's supposed to set up so that it's recording. However, if it doesn't, I will straighten it out and figure out what it was that I was doing wrong for the next time. But it is supposed to be recording. That said, I openly admit, given that this is my first ever live stream. The first one that I've ever done on a practical basis. I mean, I did a test stream where I was online for like 5 minutes, but that doesn't really count because mostly I was just fiddling around with it and figuring out what all the controls did and things like that.